If you're selling your current home and buying your next one at the same time, someone's probably already told you, just use the same agent for both. It's easier. And honestly, sometimes that's great advice. Sometimes it's the worst advice you could follow. There's a version of this where using one agent saves you thousands of dollars and a ton of stress. There's also a version where it puts your agent in an impossible position, legally representing your interests on both sides of a deal that are, by definition, working against each other. So today, I'm not going to tell you which one to pick. I'm going to give you the real pros, the real cons, and the one thing almost nobody explains clearly, so you can make the call that's actually right for you. I'm Dan Winters. I'm a realtor here in the Twin Cities, and let's get into it. Quick context on why this decision actually matters, not just as a formality. When you're buying and selling at the same time, you're coordinating 2 closings, 2 sets of financing, 2 inspection timelines, and usually trying to line them up so you're not homeless for 3 weeks or paying 2 mortgages. The agent or agents running that coordination make a real difference in how smooth that process is. This isn't a does it matter question. It's a who benefits from which setup question. So let's start with the case for keeping it simple. Pro number 1, coordination. If one person is managing your sale and your purchase, they can see the whole board. They know exactly what your sale is going to net you. They know your timeline pressure, and they can negotiate your purchase contract around that, asking for a longer close or a rent back on your old house without you having to explain your situation to 2 different people and hope they communicate with each other. Pro number 2, leverage and negotiation. Some listing agents, when they're also representing you as the buyer on your next home, are more motivated to get you a great deal on both ends because they're earning trust and often a relationship across a whole transaction instead of just one piece of it. Pro number 3, and this is the one people undervalue the most, emotional bandwidth. Buying and selling at the same time is genuinely one of the most stressful things people do. Having one point of contact who already knows your full story, your kid's school schedule, your moving deadline, your budget, instead of re-explaining everything to a second agent actually matters more than people expect going into this. Pro number 4, in some cases, agents will offer a reduced compensation on one side of the deal when they're handling both your sale and your purchase, since they're getting paid twice from one client relationship. This is by no means universal and it's not guaranteed, but it is worth asking about it directly. Now, here's the other side, and I want to be straight with you about this because a lot of agents won't bring it up unprompted. Con number 1, you lose a second set of eyes. When you have separate agents, you effectively have 2 professionals independently checking the numbers, the comps, the contract terms. One agent doing both sides means one perspective, one set of blind spots on both ends of your move. Con number 2, it's negotiating power dynamics. And these can get weird when your listing agent is also showing you homes listed by other agents in the same brokerage, or worse, in some people's opinions, homes listed by the same agent. If your buyer's agent and your seller's agent are the same person and you end up wanting to buy a home that agent also has listed, now you're in a dual agency situation, which I'll break down in a second. But it's worth knowing that scenario exists before you commit to one agent for both jobs. Con number 3, an agent juggling both your sale and purchase at the same time has 2 live transactions instead of 1, on top of their other clients. Now, that's not automatically a problem. Plenty of experienced agents handle this very well, but it's fair to ask directly how many other buy and sell clients they're currently juggling and how they keep both sides moving without either one slipping. Here's the part almost nobody explains clearly, and it's the one thing I want you to actually remember from this video. There's a difference between one agent handling your sale and a separate purchase, and one agent representing you and the other party in the same transaction. That second thing is called dual agency, and it happens when your listing agent or their brokerage also represents the buyer of your home, or your buyer's agent also represents the seller of the home you're buying. In that situation, that agent legally can't advocate to the detriment of either side. They can't push hard for your best price because they also owe a duty to the other party. Some states, like Minnesota, allow it with disclosure, and some restrict it, and some don't allow it at all. Using one agent for your sale and a different unrelated purchase is not the same thing as dual agency. And that distinction is exactly where the confusion usually starts. So the real question isn't, should I use one agent? It's, am I about to end up in a dual agency situation with this specific person? And that's a direct question you should feel completely comfortable asking up front. So here's how I think about it. If your agent is coordinating your sale and a completely separate purchase, different sellers, different properties, using one experienced agent for both is usually a genuine advantage, not a compromise. Where I'd slow down and pump the brakes is if that same agent starts representing both sides of one specific deal. In that case, ask direct questions. How do they handle it when both sides are their clients? And would they recommend that you get independent advice on specific transaction? A good agent won't get defensive about the question. They'll explain their process clearly because it's a fair thing to ask and they have most likely been asked before. If you're in the Twin Cities and you're trying to figure out how to time a sale and a purchase together, that's genuinely one of my favorite problems to help people solve. So drop a comment with your situation or reach out directly. The links are in the description. And if this helped clear things up, subscribe because I break down real questions like this every week, and I'll see you in the next one.